Hey, this is Shaunda. Welcome to Living Love. And today we're going to be talking about building confidence after someone has broken it down. And I know this is like such a heavy topic, especially for my women out there who have built a life on being confident. And then someone comes along and basically obliterate that. I know what it's like. I've been there, done that. And to be honest, I don't ever plan on being that or doing that again ever. So today we'll get into my little story about losing my confidence, and I'll give you like three little tips that I've learned along the way. Just three. And yeah, we'll get started. Losing my confidence came with marriage and divorce. I have always kind of been confident in who I am and what I brought to the table. I was confident that I am a certain type of woman. I enjoy life. I am an optimist. I had all of that all figured out, and that was all on the table. And I had the sense that I knew people, and it would make sense also because I worked in a prison, and I had been working in a prison for over I had been working in a prison for over 13, 14 years. So I had that thing where I'm like, I know people, and I know good people, I know bad people. I can sense it. I can decipher energy and all of that good stuff, and all my Shaunda research. I am such a researcher, and I'm such a people person and sense and energy and stuff like that. So I going during that process of me getting married and stuff, I felt like he was a good guy. I know everybody has their issues, no matter who you are. Everybody has some kind of character flaw. I know my perfect people out there believe that they're perfect, but there is no perfect human being. So I accepted him in all of his perfections and imperfections, you know? So, but I didn't realize at the time I missed some stuff. I missed that he was an alcoholic, and he showed me signs in the beginning that I didn't want to I guess I didn't want to see, because someone had said to me, I was like, Dad, how did I miss this stuff? And she was like, you only see what you want to see. And I was like, hmm, that's pretty true, because he was doing all of the right things. He did, he came to the table treating me like I wanted to be treated and doing all the wonderful things. And I won't take anything away from him, but I do know that my experience going through the experience with alcohol, and then drug addiction, it brought on a different type of it brought something else to the story that I had never dealt with in relationships. And I've dealt with addiction with family, but not in like a relationship. So that was a bit different. So I felt like I missed something, and I felt in certain ways he made me feel like I wasn't this person that I knew I was. Um, I had to see myself again. I had to see myself as like a lover of love. I had to see myself as this beacon of light, because that was who I was before him. And that is who I am, period. But in the process of me going through that experience of addiction with him, it, in certain ways, me trying to protect myself, you know, I was not myself. I had to have certain boundaries. And that made me do things that I didn't want to do, that I wouldn't necessarily have done had I been, you know, dealing with just a regular situation. So, and if you ever have dealt with a situation, a toxic situation, dealing with um, alcohol or drug addiction, that's different. And I realize, and people become different. They, and I show a lot more of compassion than I did before. I did show compassion. However, it was hard to know that, the bad mouthing and stuff like that. And I tried to keep whatever I felt without bad mouthing him, or without saying any negative things about him. I tried to keep that at a minimum and only speak the truth, because I felt like, yeah, I wasn't perfect for sure. And marriage was definitely hard for sure. However, I was like literally shocked at some of the stuff that he was saying, and to other people, when I actually found out that he was talking to other people. And it made me really look at myself, and it made me lose confidence in my ability to decipher the good from the bad, and not being my confidence in seeing people, my confidence in who I know that God put me on this earth to be, this person to share, and this person to serve, this person to give, this person to love. And it made me doubt a lot of stuff. So I had to, in turn, really do that work. I had to really lean into some things, that more going back to the basics and figuring out who I was, because I felt totally lost. I felt sad. I felt so hurt. I felt angry. I felt a lot, and I felt, I didn't feel confident. I didn't feel confident in who I was. I didn't feel like confident in where I was going, even though I was, even though on, as far as living out my purpose, God had put this in, this creative spirit in me, and this thing to go and do. And I'm doing this thing while in the process of going through this divorce, going through this horrible time that drug out way too long, for a person that I loved and cared about, you know? So now it was about me getting back to me regaining the confidence that I had before the marriage and during the marriage, me really just leaning back in to Shaunda and the core of who I am, not who I was, but who I am. Like the 2.0 version of me. That's what they say. Like 2.0 version. So today I'm going to share with you 3 things that I did that helped me along this journey to gain more confidence, gain my confidence back, and to see myself for who I really was, and to help me expand and grow. So, one thing I did was write a mission statement. I wrote my qualities, I wrote who I was, what I stood for. And I actually did a whole poster and put it in frames. I put it in my office and I put it on the side of my bed. And I made one of those big one of those big posters. Well, and they are both still there. Big posters. And they go with my decor, and I was able to read them. I read them every day. Morning, because the poster is right next to my bed. And like I said, it's framed and it's beautiful. And I used Canva to make this beautiful poster so I can look up at it, and I read it every single day. And I read it in the morning and I read it at night as a reminder of who I was and what I stood for. Because when someone is saying stuff about you, and when things are going on that are out of your control, what do? We're our own worst critic. And I know I am my own worst critic. Nobody can criticize me like I criticize me or critique me. So I wanted and I needed to have those words that I can read to myself. And it doesn't matter what your words are or what your mission statement says. It's all about making you feel good and to remember who you are. Because anybody who's going through anything like that now, and you're trying to figure yourself out again, you're so confused, you're so lost. So now, with the mission statement, I always had a daily reminder of that. So maybe you can try that. Number 2 is I found something that challenged me. Challenged me in a good way. This challenge, it gets you out of your comfort zone, because we're so in our head with this situation. We're so in our head, and we can't see clearly. And we tend to, I know I did. With the confidence that I lost, or what you're going through is a challenge. This is probably one of the most challenging parts of your life. I know it was the most challenging part, one of the most challenging times in my life. I needed something to get me out of my head, to get me into a different place, to get me to move outside of my comfort zone, to show that, you know what, Shaunda, you can do it. You got this. So my challenge, I'll tell you, I took singing lessons. I'm still taking them now. I took a break, but I took singing lessons with a sister who I believe has such a beautiful voice. I do not sing. I have this saying that I used to could sing when I was a baby, but somebody stole my voice. She wants me to stop saying that. But I decided that I'm going to challenge myself. I'm so intimidated by her and her skills. And it was a way of me opening up my throat chakra. That's something else. That's on the other side. But because I'm into chakras and stuff like that, energy, as I've said before. But it was a way of helping me speak my truth and helping me open up, because I felt like I had lost my voice. And I'm a talker. I'm a chatty Cathy, for real. So my voice, I felt like I had lost my voice. I felt like I couldn't I didn't have that within me again anymore. So I challenged, that was my challenge. One of my challenge. I had a few challenges during that time. And in the middle of that divorce that was going so bad, that was a part of that was a part of my healing. And it was one of the best things that that I honestly say that I could have done during that time. And I had lapis. Lapis is good for communication. When I would be having these they were virtual, and I would have these singing lessons. I would hold on to the lapis, and it was just a wonderful experience to allow me to be more confident. I am definitely more confident singing with her now. And like I said, her voice is amazing. She's amazing. And I'll leave her information in the link below. I'm new to this, so yes, I want, if you want, if this is something that you may be interested in, you can reach out to her. And I'm not getting anything for it. I just honestly believe the way she allows you to open up and express yourself is so loving. Just such a nurturer, when especially when you're in a time when you need that nurturing. You want that nurturing because you feel so vulnerable. So yes, that was definitely, I would definitely say, challenge challenge yourself to do something really outside of your box. So the third one is show yourself some grace. I know that is such a simple thing to say, but it is so true. That was one thing I really leaned into, showing myself some grace, knowing that I was an imperfect person, that I was not a perfect person, and that everybody has their own uniquenesses. And we are only human. We are living this human experience, trying the best that we can. And me having grace for myself, so it allowed me to have more compassion for him. So all of us go through lessons, and this is just a lesson. And we learn from these lessons so we can move forward and grow and be better human beings. Grace is about making sure you are treating yourself like you would treat a friend, a child, a loved one. It's not, it's okay that you are not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And when you have grace for yourself, it makes it easier to have compassion and show grace to other people. Because when you're going through the stuff is hard. You are in uncharted waters, and it feels like you're barely surviving, or you're not going to survive. But know that there is light on the other side. There is another side. And remember, these things are lessons that we can use in order to be a better person and be the person that you were divinely meant to be. So remember, write your mission statement down, do something that challenges you, and show yourself some grace. You are not alone. Anytime that you are dealing with something or someone who's challenging who you are and basically obliterates your confidence, it takes time. It takes one step at a time and it takes one day at a time. And baby, that confidence, it will come back. Trust me, believe me. I'm definitely living proof. The confidence comes back, but you will be the version of who you are or who you were 2.0. So much better, so much wiser, so much stronger, so much more confident. So I'm so glad that you were here with me and I was able to share a bit of my journey with you. And I look forward to sharing more. And as this channel grow and as we grow, you'll you'll leave me comments and I can respond and we can continue to grow together because I believe that life, you don't get to a certain point and you stop growing. You continually grow. I don't care how old you are. That's my feeling. And the growing keeps us young, baby. It keeps us young. So thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate you. Keep rising, keep shining. Also, I have a free journal, Stepping into Self Love, 12-page PDF that you can download. There will be a link in the description if you are interested in diving a little bit deeper into self love. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Keep rising, keep shining.